What's up, YouTube? I just filmed this whole video and I'm filming it again because I was distracted and I am super ADHD. So if I see a squirrel, I am literally like squirrel in my brain. So I can be talking and just be somewhere completely else. So here we are, I am here now and it's been a couple days. Admittedly, I was tired. And we've been getting up pretty early, not early enough. I was trying to do my 5 a.m.s, but it's been more like 6. And I also slept on my neck wrong. And apparently once you hit 30, like you gotta be careful when you sleep because you can end up injured. So that's fortunate. Okay, that was a little too close up in my grill. So anyways, proceeding. So, I thought I had something on my lip. Okay, distracted. Self-diagnosed ADHD, okay? But like if I was to take a test, I'm sure. Speaking of tests, I'm gonna link down here the attachment style test because woo, it is so good. It's gonna change your life. Kate and I are revamping our company, Live Viva. We're really excited. This launch, which we are hoping to have in 1 month's time, is going to make a lot of resources available to everyone because the more I dive into this coaching business, the more I realize all of us are going through stuff. All of us have childhood trauma of some sort, or even if we were brought up, I recently took a test and I am securely attached. But even someone who is securely attached, like we have these things. No one is perfect and therefore no parent is perfect. So we all have things in our relationships, and that means just being a human, right? Relationships to friends, to family, to work, relationship to romantic partners. There's always room for growth. So I really want to make these tools accessible, but especially for people that are victims of assault or abuse, or we don't even want to say victims, right? We are survivors, they are thrivers. So we are going to make these resources a lot more available. We're really excited about that. That being said, over the past week, I've been doing a lot of studying in my own life, and Kate and I are about to hop on a podcast, which I will put on our other channel. But I literally just forgot the name of my own show. Raising Hell to Heaven. There it is, Raising Hell to Heaven. So later on, we're gonna do a little talk about avoiding falling back into toxic patterns. So that is the biggest thing, right? Learning to not run back to the same things that we are comfortable with, things that we know most of the time are from early childhood. That being said, that doesn't mean that once you do learn to stop running towards what is bad for you, that when you start dating someone that is good for you and going into patterns that are good for you, that all is going to be a cakewalk, right? Because we as humans have everyone has a different attachment style. Some people are securely attached. So for me, I am, because of years of work and being the blessing of 2 very great, phenomenal parents, I am a securely attached person, but I have heavily anxious attached tendencies due to my poor relationship choices in the past. That being said, whenever I get into or start dating someone that is healthy, I still have a lot of fears to work through and anxious attachment styles to work through. So that is going to be one of the tools that will be available for every attachment style. So I really encourage you to figure out what your attachment style is because it just makes life so much easier. So I was listening to podcasts this past week about the anxious attachment style. And the thing about us is that even if we have no reason to worry, we're gonna worry. Because the moment someone is not physically there with us, we feel like maybe they don't want us anymore. Maybe they don't like us. My brain this past week has been like, maybe they don't exist. Like, really, it's gone that far. Even though I know this person exists, I've seen this person, talked to this person, and my brain is like, this is too good to be true. You're gonna wake up and it's all gonna be gone. So it's been a beautiful opportunity for me this past week to dive into being the practice of not giving into those tendencies. And when I look back at my past relationships that were toxic, right, the worst thing for an anxiously attached person to do is date an avoidant. Why? Because they actually do the things we come up with in our mind that we're afraid of people are gonna do, like abandon us. Because avoidance abandon people. That's their coping mechanism. So every single time you worry about something and then it actually happens, and then it makes you worry more, obviously. So when I look back in my past, it's like I spent so much time either with that person, which also breeds anxious attachment, breeds a lot of codependent relationships, because you want to be with the person all the time, because then you don't feel anxious. Instead of actually dealing with your anxiety in a healthy way alone, you just are with the person all the time, because then you know, hey, they're here, so I must be good. So I realized as I look back into my past relationships that in that codependency, being with them all the time, I didn't leave time for me. And I love being alone. I thrive when I'm single because I love being alone, diving into my passions, diving into my work, fulfilling my purpose. So a healthy relationship, right, allows you to do both. Allows you to be in a place where you can be like, I'm good right now, and I'm, my person's out doing their thing, and I'm gonna hear from them when I'm gonna hear from them, but I trust them. And that's not a reality that a lot of us know. So if you are anxiously attached, or you can relate to any of this, know that you're not alone, first of all. And second of all, learn to lean into the practice of patience, of trusting the process, and look at someone's patterns, right? If they're an avoidant, if they're showing you avoidant patterns, don't date them. You can't be with someone, you should not be with someone who is avoidant. It is going to make you crazy. But if they are a secure person, or if they are a person that shows up and has shown you nothing but this onward, consistent pattern of showing up, then lean into those moments as growth and find yourself again. Use those moments to flourish, to be like, I'm good, I'm okay, everything's fine. Oh my gosh, I get to have these moments to work. Oh my gosh, I get to have these moments to be with my girlfriends. These are such beautiful growing moments when we break or fight the cycle, those old cycles, or fight the tendency to have these bad patterns. That is when you develop new healthy patterns. So that has been my experience this past week. Has just been really some beautiful moments where I've been able to lean into logic, and my brain is wanting to tell me this, but this person has shown me nothing but consistency, so I'm gonna trust that. And this moment right now, I'm gonna focus on what's good for me, and I'm gonna do breath work. I'm gonna dive into my programs and use what I'm learning to help other people that have these same tendencies. And it has been so wonderful, so profound. Like I said, literally came up with this whole new idea for the company that I'm very excited about. So if you are anxiously attached, lean into logic, because it will be such a safe place for you, and understand that it is so good for you to date someone who is consistent, and trust that consistency. Trust that what they have shown you so far is probably what they're gonna continue to do. And if that's bad, if they've only shown you bad things, learn to walk away and choose peace, because you deserve the world. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Subscribe, like, you know the drill, and keep an eye out, because we are going to have a new podcast on Raising Hell to Heaven this afternoon, and it's gonna be a good one. Okay, see you soon.